Hey, it's CVV, Chris Van Vliet, and you have to check out the fastest rising podcast in all of professional wrestling. I'm talking about the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. If you're looking for pay-per-view predictions, if you're looking for pay-per-view reviews, if you're looking for interviews, check out the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Crash and Burn!
Hey everybody, happy Saturday evening. Welcome to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast, where we're going to be doing something different other than fantasy booking. So we're going to be fixing the past. We're going to be rebooking any pay-per-view from any company. So before we get to the episode, Wyatt, why don't you come on in and explain what we're doing, since this is your idea.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. So how this works is we're going to each have a pay-per-view, and we will be rebooking the show how we thought the pay-per-view should have been booked. We are taking our time machine to that pay-per-view and that year, and we will be rebooking that show and in 3 words, fixing the past. The pay-per-view I'm going to be rebooking is I'm going to be going all the way to April 7th, 2019. The pay-per-view I actually attended as of the shirt.
At the MetLife Stadium.
I was there.
And Wyatt is no longer here because his camera just fell over.
And yes, I was there, and I am going to be rebooking WrestleMania 35.
You're going back to MetLife Stadium.
Yes, at MetLife Stadium. So, Jason, what pay-per-view are you going to be rebooking?
I'm going to be traveling to New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for Mania 34, WrestleMania 34.
Also, next up, we want to introduce, you get to see him on the podcast.
Yep.
You can give him a free Skype call. Nicholas.
Yep, come on in, Nick.
Hello, yeah, I've been waiting to do another fantasy booking type thing. Of course, it's a different fantasy booking, but it's still sort of a fantasy booking type thing. I'm going to do that again for quite a little while, so yeah, I'm very happy to be doing this. And the pay-per-view I'll be revisiting is kind of a very interesting one. It's the first AEW pay-per-view during this whole pandemic thing. Double or Nothing 2020.
Took place behind closed doors at Daly's place.
Oh yeah.
In Jacksonville.
I got a few things that I'd like to say about it, and I'm definitely going to be making a little bit of changes to that show. So yeah.
And also, guys, I'm gonna try to keep it down for this episode because my parents are sleeping outside.
Sweet.
Yeah, outside my room. So sorry if I'm going to sound a little quiet here, but let's just keep going.
Hell yeah.
So Wyatt, how about you take over this episode since this is your idea?
Okay.
I'm technically hosting, but you're the main person taking charge because
you know what?
this
I
is
think
your
I'm going to go last. Yeah. Nick, if you want to rebook AEW Double or Nothing, since I'm sure you have a lot to say, how about you go first?
Alright, let me go and bring up the card first. I don't know if my memory will serve me completely right. I want to make sure. Let's see, there we go. Alright, here we go. Alright, first match of the night. Best Friends defeated Private Party, tag team match, determine their own contenders for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. I'd probably keep that the same, really. It didn't really have that much of a consequence for future stuff. It just gave Kenny Omega and Hangman Page another match, really, until they got beat by FTR. But yeah, it was a pre-show match, so really it wasn't really going to have all that much consequence. It was a number one contenders match, so that's pretty big for a pre-show at least. So yeah, that match is at least going to stay the same. Opening match, the Casino Ladder match for a future AEW World Championship match. This is the match where Brian Cage debuted with Taz, and also had Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Joe Janela, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, and Luchasaurus. I'm going to do this a bit differently because, first of all, I loved Brian Cage. I absolutely loved his work in Impact, but I think it was, and I liked his debut, but I think it was a terrible idea to just give him a title shot right out of the gate. So I think I'd do what they did with Ethan Page earlier this year and have him debut or whatever and kill a bunch of people, but not win the ladder match because you could do that. He's a monster. and it's not like it's a match where pinfalls are going to happen. Plus, there's multiple people in it, so you don't have to just give them the win. You can just have them distracted and somebody else get the win or whatever. And that's why ladder matches are really good when it comes to that. So I don't think I would give him the win for this. I'm not going to change the participants in this match because I think it's a very diverse sort of field with it, and I think it was really good. I would have preferred to seen Phoenix in there, but obviously got injured, and I'm just going to try and like keep it at least a little bit reality based, so that like I'm not bringing people out of injuries that kept them out of action for quite a little bit. I'm not going to try and do anything crazy like that. So yeah, for a future AEW World Championship match, are we going to choose any of these options? I think I'd honestly go with, I'd go with Luchasaurus, honestly. I'd give it to the other monster because Colt Cabana, he just debuted, and I feel like it'd be kind of rushing it to give him the victory here. Darby Allin, he's already gotten shots at the world title, and he's already fought Jon Moxley on plenty of occasions. So I think it would have been, again, too soon to try and pull the trigger on a match between those two. Orange Cassidy, that was before his feud with Chris Jericho, where he basically became a star, so I wouldn't have given him to him then. Joey Janela, well, it would have been interesting to see a rematch between those two from, I think it was Fyter Fest 2019. I think, again, they already had a rematch before, so plus Joey Janela, I don't think I'd give him a world title match, really. Scorpio Sky, he's a very good pick. I would say he would be maybe like second for me to give the win to, but again, same situation as Darby Allin. He already fought for the world title, and I don't think he fought Moxley, but yeah, I think I'd give him a bit of a rest before going after the title again. Kip Sabian, he's definitely, I'm not sure if I would consider him or not, but like he has like the help with Jimmy Havoc and Penelope Ford, but no. I think I would hold off on that. I feel like he's more in the TNT Championship division, which was going to debut that night. So, I think keep that. And Frankie Kazarian, that would also be a very interesting one for me. I don't, not to insult Frankie Kazarian at all, but like, I feel like just Luchasaurus versus Jon Moxley would be a very interesting match. And Luchasaurus is a very established guy in AEW at this point. So I think it would definitely be. I think that's the match for me right there. Would be Luchasaurus versus Jon Moxley, where it's a powerful man who's also very agile. So it's like that's basically the whole disadvantage for Jon Moxley. So I think that'd be a very interesting one. MJF versus Jungle Boy. I wouldn't change this one. I think this was a really good match. It helped bring MJF forward a bit more. I wouldn't change that, honestly. I wouldn't change the result. I think that was really good for MJF, and it still kept Jungle Boy looking strong in defeat. Cody versus Lance Archer, tournament final for the inaugural AEW TNT Championship. I would book this differently, honestly. How I would book it is I wouldn't put one of these guys out of the match or not. I think this was a very good match, and I think this is a very good pairing. But honestly, I would have put Lance Archer over for this one. While Cody would have been a very good benchmark for the title or whatever, I feel like you needed somebody monstrous like Lance Archer to take the title first off and just run with it and make that title seem like to go to one of my favorite series, Marvel, like an Infinity Stone, like you have to just go through absolute hell to attain it and make it just insanely valuable to be the one to beat Lance Archer and to win the title. Like, I definitely think it devalued Lance Archer a lot that you had Cody just immediately beat him that night for the title. Well, I love Cody. I still love his matches. I think it would have been very interesting to see a Lance Archer title reign, and it definitely sort of weakened him when he lost this match. Next match, we got Chris Statlander versus Penelope Ford. I don't even remember this match, quite frankly. I don't even know what the point of it was. So you know what? I'm actually going to delete, in the words of a another favorite wrestler of mine. I'm going to delete this match from the card. I'm going to replace it, and I'm going to change a match that comes after this. I'm actually going to do, rather than Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee, and instead of just having this Chris Statlander Penelope Ford match, I'm actually going to have Brody Lee versus Christopher Daniels, because if y'all remember, Brody Lee debuted by attacking SCU. I think they had a match like on the Dynamite or whatever, like a few Dynamites after. But honestly, I would have held it off to a pay-per-view like this. Like, I would have had Christopher Daniels injured and basically give him motivation to go after Brody Lee. And again, same situation as Brian Cage, that you push him to the title way too soon. Like, I love Brody Lee, I loved him, but like, it was just too soon to just immediately give him a world title match literally 2 months after he debuted. I would have held that off a little bit and just give him a pay-per-view match against somebody who's credible enough and who was well known to be a credible opponent. I keep saying credible. May as well just be just incredible. But yeah, I think Christopher Daniels would have been a perfect opponent for that, and plus you already had the history with Brody Lee attacking him, so I think that would have made a very good match already to have Double or Nothing and just continue to build Brody Lee up, and eventually you give him the world title match, probably against Jon Moxley. And yeah, so that's going to change. No more Chris Statlander versus Penelope Ford. I don't even remember why that match happened, and there's fireworks outside my house for some reason. Next up, Dustin Rhodes versus Shawn Spears, which was only 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and Dustin Rhodes pulled down Shawn Spears' pants for some reason. I don't know why the hell that happened, and I don't know what the point of this match was, because literally nothing happened afterwards. So yeah, I'm going to do a little edit here, and instead of doing this whole thing, I would have Dustin Rhodes sell the absolute beating he took from Lance Archer a few weeks back, because he got absolutely killed by the guy, and so he shouldn't have just been back a month later. I feel like that was too soon. I would instead have Sean. Who would I have Shawn Spears go after? You know what? You know what I would do? I would have. This is a toughie. This is a toughie. This one. I would have Shawn Spears versus. I don't know. You know what? I just have Shawn Spears do a promo spot and basically piss everybody off. I don't think I'd have him in a match. I feel like you just build him up, honestly, because you're already leaning on too many matches already. Because I prefer a pay-per-view that doesn't go like 15 matches. So you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Chris Statlander, Penelope Ford, and I'm going to delete this match from existence. Next match was Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. This was also a very good match, and I was absolutely happy to see Hikaru Shida win the title, because she absolutely freaking deserved it. So again, I'm not going to change this match. I think this was the right decision and the right opponent, and I like Nyla Rose, but yeah, it was time for Hikaru Shida to win the title, really. And I think beating Nyla Rose really just cemented her as the AEW Women's Champion. Next match, I already mentioned I'm probably going to be editing this one. Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee for the AEW World Championship. This one's definitely going to be changed. The question is, who the hell am I going to put in there instead of Mr. Brody Lee? That's a very interesting one again, because there's so many options, and you know what? Most honestly, I would do a run back. I would do sort of a slight change in situation, that the whole pandemic thing didn't keep Pac from coming to the United States. In my fantasy or whatever, Pac is going to bounce off of his win from Orange Cassidy, and he's going to go after Jon Moxley. He's had a tie with Moxley before. He had a time limit trial with him, and he lost to him for the number one contendership to the AEW World Championship on the Jericho Cruise. So I would run this back because I think this is going to be about Pac trying to prove himself because tired of people doubting his loyalty to the company and loyalty to pro wrestling, especially after the career differences that led to him pulling out of Double or Nothing last year. And he says, and he believes that the only way to do this is to take a title that should have been rightfully his. He was going to face Adam Page for that number one contendership to fight for the AEW World Championship all the way back, but he ended up pulling out. And he feels that he's screwed over and he should be the world champion. He should have been the first AEW World Champion, and just circumstances have kept preventing him from doing so. And that a pandemic certainly is not going to keep him from winning the title now. And so build a program for the next few months around Pac saying, I've beaten all these guys. I beat Omega. I beat Orange Cassidy. I beat Hangman Page. I've beaten the best people in this company, and yet I've still not been given a title shot. I've said, hell, I wasn't even in the TNT Championship tournament. So he basically is going to go roughshod for a few weeks, highlighting every single wrestler that gets in his path, along with Triangulo de la Muerte. Ray Phoenix injured, but he's still going to be on side. Pentagon Jr. is obviously going to be sort of a manager of sorts to help him along his quest. And Paxton just run roughshod through everybody. And eventually he'll beat probably one of a fatal four-way match, probably with quite a few incredible people. Maybe Hangman Page is in there. Maybe perhaps Chris Jericho is in there, and maybe because I want at least one person from the Elite and one person from the Inner Circle in there to build to the Stadium Stampede match. And I probably have as the last sort of a wild card, probably Darby Allin, because who can go wrong with Darby Allin? So I'd have him win by pitting Darby Allin, safe one, I guess, because Jericho and Hangman are just beating the hell out of each other outside the ring. And he gets number one contendership and basically just tries to piss off Jon Moxley for the next few months and demand respect from AEW, demand respect from fans. And and I will lead into this World Championship match at Double or Nothing. A year ago, he was meant to be there. He didn't show up. He was meant to be there for a world title opportunity later on. Now he is finally at Double or Nothing, but this time it is for the World Championship. I'd give same result. I'd have Jon Moxley win. And you know what? Maybe I would have him win by submission, just like he did this time. That's how I booked the world title match. And for the main event, Stadium Stampede. That was a really fun little thing, wasn't that? I feel like the Stadium Stampede, I think, you know what? I feel like it was really good. I would probably had a bit more wrestling in there, but just keep it still fun because obviously we were all in the pandemic and we needed some entertainment, and this match certainly delivered that. But yeah, but still a wrestling match. I would definitely just put a bit more actual wrestling in there, just to sort of pack it in, really. But yeah, I feel like I absolutely adored this match, and it really did get me through some tough stuff back then. I think I'd keep the result the same. Sammy Guevara getting sent straight to hell as well. That would be my sort of fantasy rebooking of AEW Double or Nothing 2020.
Jason, you can go.
That sounds like a good pay-per-view rebook. Good
Jason,
job.
it's your turn to go, man.
Okay, so as I said at the beginning of the episode, I'll be doing WrestleMania 34. So Let me get to the card right there. Okay, so starting off with the pre-show matches. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which Matt Hardy won by last eliminating King Corbin. First off, the match was okay, but wasn't the best. It was just like boring. I see like to like have them like step up a bit and like have some new talent win. And so I would have booked it to be like probably Mojo Riley because I know he's not there.
You won
anymore,
the year before.
Well, either Mojo Riley or Sean Spears, which was Ty Dillinger at that time, to like have some new talent like shine a bit.
Okay.
So instead of Matt Hardy, because he's like a veteran in the business. Cedric Alexander defeating Mustafa Ali, and yes, I just said Mustafa Ali instead of Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa.
Like I don't care. Nice. This match was a tournament final for the Cruiserweight title. I wouldn't change anything for this match because I actually enjoyed that match personally. Because I thought it was pretty good. So that I'll leave it the way it is. Naomi winning the Battle Royal, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. This was okay. It was solid. So the only thing I'll change about the pre-show is the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Because Naomi was a solid choice.
So you're not going to change the winner?
I'm not going to change the winner or anything for the pre-show matches except for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Yeah, there are only certain things about Mania 34 that I feel like has to be changed in order to like maybe let us rate it a 10 out of 10, or at least a good rating. So for the IC title match, Seth Rollins defeating The Miz and Finn Balor. That time I felt like it was Rollins' time to win the IC title. Like The Miz had it for long enough that time. So I'll say I'll change the match pacing a bit, and like allow the match to go on for a little bit longer to like allow the superstars to like really tell their story. So like I'll keep the winner, but I say like allow the match to go for a little bit longer.
Sounds good.
And oh my god, for this match, Charlotte Flair defeating Asuka by submission for the SmackDown Women's title. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What are you going to do?
So for New Orleans, the city where the streak breaks.
Yeah, basically.
I say this was stupid.
What are you going to do?
That time I had a strong hatred for Charlotte. Match was okay, but the winner, stupid.
Right.
So I'd say like allow Asuka to keep her undefeated streak going for this time.
If you wanted the streak to break, I was thinking maybe you would have Carmella cash in and become a triple threat, and she would take the steal.
That or let Asuka win the SmackDown Women's title.
I mean,
Okay.
that would certainly protect Asuka if he pinned Charlotte, definitely.
Okay, so for this match, the U.S. title match, the Fatal 4-Way match, the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal, defeating Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Rusev. So I see Mahal was a decent choice, considering like he had a good reign with the WWE Championship. And yes, I personally enjoyed that reign. So I say to keep this match going at like a good time limit. For like 20 minutes ish.
Title for only 2 weeks.
That and I'll either like let him win or I'll give it to Probably some new talent like Bobby Roode. So you let some new talent shine at the showcase of the Immortals. Yeah, so I'll say Mahal had a better reign with the world title instead of the U.S. title. So like preferably Bobby Roode, I'll let him win that. The mixed tag team match, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey defeated Triple H and Stephanie McMahon by submission. This was a good match, so I'm not going to change anything for this match. Okay, the Bludgeon Brothers defeated the Usos and the New Day. This was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, so, I don't know, it's tough. First of all, I want this match to keep going to like let the competitors like really tell their story. So that's all I'm gonna say. This match, The Undertaker defeated John Cena. This was a squash match. Like, this was a last-minute addition, really, but they kind of had a build-up. So I'd say like we'll let the match go at like a good, decent time. Time to like have like those who really tell their story from like the past and the build up. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and this was a tag team match. So not really much has changed for this match. So they had a good match at a decent time, which is 15 minutes 25 seconds. So I say they kind of really told their story there, like in the match pacing. So I'll keep it the way it is.
Okay.
Nia Jax and Wanda Rollins held over Alexa Bliss. Like, I'll say Alexa Bliss should have kept the title instead of Nia Jax like become the new Rollins champion that time. So I'd say like Alexa Bliss retains for this match.
Okay.
AJ Styles defeated Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. And first off, this was a dream match, like I know most people were saying. So like they really told their story from like when they were in, I believe, New Japan or Impact.
New Japan.
New Japan and their build-up, because I know Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble that time, and chose AJ Styles. So I'd say they had a good build-up, and they like really got their story, and like they told a great story leading up to the match and in the match itself. So they had like a good, decent match pace, especially Nakamura turning heel. Boy, oh boy, this match. Man. Braun Strowman and the 10-year-old kid, and also currently on Crash and Burn, Nicholas, defeated Cesaro and Sheamus. Nicholas, you should have stayed in your seat, man.
Nah, go fuck yourself. I took the opportunity.
You were apparently John Cone's son.
I was the ultimate opportunist, for God's sake. I had to.
So, this match could have been better, and Braun should have chosen a more decent partner. I'd say let it be an NXT call-up or someone returning to the company. Like I'd say keep it a surprise instead of making a 10-year-old kid. So I say keep the match going for like 20 minutes, like I've been saying the entire time. Let them really tell their story and stop having squash matches. Or short matches at least. And I should have changed the tag team partner. Either an NXT call-up or a returning superstar. And this stupid main event. Brock Lesnar defeating Ryleigh's idol, Roman Reigns, for the Universal title. Brock retains. First, I think there should have been a stipulation here. For like a false count anywhere match, at least. to allow the competitors to like really like tell their story at least, and
There's definitely
it gets some extreme spots in at least.
Nick,
Because
do
they
you
really want to
actually
like
agree with that?
because they really want to like
Really agree with
beat
that,
each other
Brock?
up.
What do you wait? What?
Do you agree there? Do you agree there, Nick? Brock retains.
Yeah, I'd say Brock retains. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with that really.
Yeah. Then second of all, I would have let Roman Reigns win the Universal title at this event.
Dude, they would have been booed out of the building if that happened. People would have.
Anyways, that's my booking for Mania 34.
Okay. All right, here we go. 1 year later.
So here we go.
All right, here we go. MetLife Stadium. Okay, we got to get the fans pumping up. This is the pre-show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got Tony Nese versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship. So here's what I'm going to do. I have Tony Nese making the win. Since Tony Nese, you deserve a hometown victory. So I'm going to let Murphy and Nese fight each other for like 7 minutes. After the match, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan are going to come out and beat the living shit out of Murphy and Nese after the fight. And then after that, Daniel Bryan's going to go into the ring and say, as you see right there, after that proves there that the new Daniel Bryan is going to prove here that those 2 idiots on the ground there, that is going to be Kofi Kingston after I defeat him. And this will not be the buildup of 11 years of chasing your dream. No, this will be the 11 years of failure. All right. For the women's battle royal, I am actually going to keep Carmella. I'm actually going to keep Carmella as the winner of that match. I'm not going to change anything with that. I'm actually going to keep Carmella as the winner. God, I don't think I can talk. All right. And next up, I'm going to have for the Raw Tag Team Championships, Ryder and Hawkins versus the Revival. The Revival comes to Vince backstage and says, Vince, if we lose tonight, can we please leave? Please? Pal, I'm not going to appreciate your bitching and complaining, pal. If you guys lose, you guys are out of here. So, Ryder and Hawkins make the win. Kurt Hawkins does make his first win, and Ryder and Hawkins do lose the tag team titles the following night. So Vince is like, Revival. Scott Dawson approaches the Vince is like, well, me and Dash lost. What are you gonna do? You know what, pal? I'll let you guys go. And off they went, signed to the alumni roster.
Sweet.
Okay.
My favorite roster.
I am going to have Alexa Bliss and Hulk Hogan open up WrestleMania. And then, what do? I do Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins in the match. That will go as normal. After the match, Brock Lesnar comes to Vince McMahon fussing and pissed. Vince, did you see that? That is not how did you see how Seth Rollins hit that low blow on me? You know I was supposed to originally retain that Universal Championship. You knew I was supposed to win, you motherfucker. You knew that I was supposed to retain that title. You booked me to win that, you retain that title. Pal, there's nothing I can do, but I will talk to Rollins later, and I will figure something out. But you know what? You know Kofi's right. You know those fans are going to turn on him. Let me speak here. My client, Brock Lesnar, knows me and him are Kofi Kingston. We know the fans are going to turn on him after the fight. We know that fans are really bad for him. So, how about this, Vince? If Kofi Kingston wins, or Daniel Bryan, after the match, they can fight Brock Lesnar. Pal, you know what? I'm gonna make yourself a deal. I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna make that match the main event of the night. I'm gonna figure myself a damn thing. So, the next match, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. The fans do bitch about the lights the entire time. And I'm gonna get the match good, and I am going to have Orton win that match. So, I'm going to have Gallows and Anderson come, since Orton mentioned the indie scene on that promo that he cut, I'm going to have Gallows and Anderson come out and attack Orton. What am I going to do? I have Cowboy Bob Orton making a special appearance, and he's going to whack the cast on Gallows and Anderson. And then AJ Styles hits a phenomenal forearm on him, and Randy Orton RKOs. Even after the match, he'll RKO his own dad and bring back the Legend Killer.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Randy Orton and AJ Styles, the dad killers. Oh no. You're gonna go after the Mrs. Dad next.
Okay. Oh wait, going back to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Crap. Sorry, I skipped the match. Okay, for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, I'm gonna fix something up. I'm moving the Hardy Boys to the main card. I am putting Ricochet, Aleister Black, Rusev, and Nakamura all in the Battle Royal. And I'm going to have the Bar, the Usos, and the Hardy Boys fight in a triple threat tag team ladder match. So for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, the winner of that match, after Rusev eliminates Colin Jost and Michael Shea and Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev aids the Machka kick onto Braun Strowman and eliminates him, and Rusev wins. Okay. Back to the main show. I am going to have a triple threat tag team ladder match, and the Hardy Boys are going to make the win. I got to get the fans out of their seats. All right. The Miz versus Shane McMahon in the Falls Count Anywhere match. I am going to keep the match originally how it is. But we're going to have Linda McMahon interfere and help Shane.
Oh no.
So, and Miz will end up winning that match.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The Fatal 4-Way match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. That match I am going to do Bayley and Sasha Banks, Natalya, Beth Phoenix, the Iconics, and Nia Jax and Pina. We're going to have that match, a quick match, and a big quick botch sweep up. The Iconics are going to still win. End of story.
Sweet.
All right. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Okay. For that match, I'm going to have Samoa Joe retain. And then I'm going to have Dominic Mysterio make an appearance. And Samoa Joe keeps brutally attacking Rey Mysterio. And then Dominic will come out and save his father. And that will lead to a rivalry of Joe and Dom. And Dominic will make his main roster call-up.
Sweet.
Next up, I am going to do Triple H versus Batista. And, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. So Seth Rollins comes backstage and it comes to Vince and says, "Did you see that? I slayed the beast and I saved Monday Night Raw. And you see here, Vince, I am going to carry Monday Night Raw on my back." You know what, pal? I see what you're coming from. We know these fans are going to bitch about you after WrestleMania. You know what I'm going to tell you? You know, Reigns and McIntyre, they are two of my chosen ones. If you think you're going to be the man carrying Raw, and you think you can overcome everybody, how about we'll have you compete again, and we will have Reigns, McIntyre, and you in a triple threat match.
Wow.
All right. So what happens? Reigns and McIntyre, and they announce it's a triple threat match. The winner of the match, Roman Reigns. And then after the match, Reigns turns heel, and Reigns strips the vest off, and Dean Ambrose comes out, and Reigns spears the shit out of Ambrose. And Reigns dominates, and we will have to see no more Shield reunions, and that will be goodbye for Dean Ambrose.
Ooh.
And Reigns power bombs Rollins through the announce table.
Damn.
Triple H versus Batista.
Drew McIntyre's been completely forgotten about.
I am going to have the match originally worked out, but the winner of the match will be Batista, and Triple H will have to give up his power in WWE, and Triple H will be a wrestler again. And Ric Flair turns on Batista. I mean, not Batista. Ric Flair kicks Triple H in the balls.
Oh,
And
no.
works for Batista.
Damn. Oh, so it's going to be like the Lacey Evans storyline instead of Batista.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
All right. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin.
Oh.
All right. Corbin immediately makes an appearance and says, you know what? I don't think I can. I'm going to tell you. I got a concussion at the gym today. Doctors have told me I don't think I can compete. But I can resolve that. You know, since I am the acting general manager of Monday Night Raw, you've got yourselves a deal. Kurt Angle will have a new opponent. His opponent, I'm going to be the special guest referee of the match. And Kurt Angle comes out, and Kurt Angle says, well, who you got? Since I am Perk Angle, I'm going to be coming out here, and I want to know who my damn opponent is before I retire. And I know that I never sucked. So, who's my opponent? John Cena's theme hits, and it's Cena versus Angle.
There you go.
After the match, John Cena makes the win. And then Corbin attacks Cena. And then Angle and Cena work together. And then they beat the shit out of Corbin. And Kurt Angle says goodbye to the WWE Universe. Elias' segment. Elias will make a huge appearance as Elias and his clones will be playing all the band instruments. So, who ends up interrupting Elias? The Undertaker. MetLife Stadium goes jammed crazy. And Elias says, now, if you think, Undertaker, you want to walk with me, since I'm the most entertaining star here, as you see the loudest crowd in WWE history and the longest show, Undertaker, I will issue a match. If you could silence your cell phone, hold your applause, and most importantly, shut your mouth. Undertaker goes, choke slam, tombstone, 1, 2, 3. Undertaker wins.
At that point, have Elias kick out and then just beat him again.
Yeah.
But that option's probably better.
All right. Next up, Bobby Lashley versus the Demon Finn Balor. Lashley does a squash. Lashley wins. The WrestleMania dance break, I'm going to keep it the same. All right. The main event of that night. The women's triple threat match. Joan Jett will make a performance.
Oh, wait, you forgot Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan.
That's the main event. I'm booking that as the main event.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to have Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. The match will go normal, but there's going to be something that's going to happen, though. Becky Lynch fails to make the claim, and Becky Lynch fails as the manager for the WWE Universe. That way, all these marks won't have to be whining and bitching so much. So what am I going to do? The winner's bet is going to be Ronda Rousey. The next night, Ronda Rousey comes out saying, as you see, I continue to remain undefeated. I know I've had so much heat for the past months. And I know that y'all never appreciated me, but guess what? I got the goddamn job done last night. So guess what? I don't need these titles. I really don't, because, y'all don't have to see me again after tonight, because I'm officially giving these titles up, because, bitches, I quit. Okay. So, the main event of the night will be Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan will make their arrival, and Kofi Kingston will be bringing back his old theme song, SOS. I will make that originally the same. So when Kofi comes out, Kofi has the New Day. The New Day is at Kofi says he wants to do this by himself. He doesn't want Xavier and Big E at ringside. So Kofi Kingston gets the job done, even giving Rowan a trouble in paradise, and Rowan slips out into the barricade. So Kofi Kingston defeats a strong defeat to Daniel Bryan. Then Kofi and Big E, Xavier and Big E, make their arrival to the ring and congratulate Kofi. And Kofi, fireworks shoot all over the stadium. And then Vince McMahon's music hits.
Oh, no.
Congratulations, Kofi. You took 11 years to get yourself to the top today. I know you've made such an overcoming improvement on SmackDown, and I know that you really, really should have done a goddamn job, but Kofi, if you're going to really show that you're going to be the WWE Champion, you know what? You're not going to end WrestleMania by defeating Daniel Bryan, because that is not an ending to WrestleMania. If you think you're going to walk out of MetLife Stadium in front of an 80,000 crowd, you have to take on this man as your next opponent. Your opponent right now, Kofi, if you think you're going to be man enough to do it and tough enough to do it, you have to beat this man. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, no. Oh, full circle. Oh, I like that.
Brock Lesnar makes his arrival to there, and then before the match starts, Vince punches Kofi into the nuts.
Oh,
Kofi
no.
runs his ass. Brock Lesnar picks him up to the shoulders. F5! 1, 2, 3, and Brock Lesnar becomes the WWE Champion.
I will have to say that's really good booking. Full circle. That was like Edge elimination.
That's
2009 or whatever. That was really good.
What a way we've ended WrestleMania! Fans are pissed at their seats. I am in shock here of Mr. McMahon, since he's the chairman, Cole. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Well, I know that, Graves, but this was uncalled for and unreal. Kofi waited 11 years. I don't care if Kofi waited 11 years. This is Vince McMahon's job, and he's allowed to do what he wants. Yep. If Kofi won, hold my beer.
And his camera falls over.
And the camera falls.
Wow, despite only one of those.
That's how WrestleMania 35 ends.
Wow, despite only one of those guys being.
Great job, Wyatt. Great job.
Despite only one of those guys being in a world title match, both Roman and Brock ended up with.
So I guess that's it for fixing the past. So it's outros time. Anyways, guys, so thank you all so much for watching our first ever Fixing the Past episode of the Crash Burn Wrestling Podcast, where this was something that we haven't done before. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode and subscribe to this podcast as well as the Moshcast. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And Nick, go ahead.
Thanks everybody for watching. It's a different thing that we're doing tonight. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. Let us know what pay-per-view you'd like to rebook the hell out of if you have the time to do it. And yeah, let us know what you think of our rebooking, and if we suck at it or not. Hopefully, you don't think that. Otherwise, I know a guy named Braun Strowman. Yeah. So again, make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you also follow these people on Twitter and Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the hell they have, because I'm not social media. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and the Moshcast as well. Make sure you subscribe to Scoops Out Loud, podcast made my dad run together. Yeah, just stay safe, stay healthy, and just have a good day. School is ending soon for all of our viewers who are still in school. That's ending soon, so
I'll be graduating in June.
yeah, I'm not graduating for a while, so yeah, I must wait a little bit longer. So yeah, very exciting things to come.
Yes, Wyatt, end off the video.
Thank you all for another great episode of the Crash Pro Wrestling Podcast. We are doing it for the first time ever, and that is fixing the past. I know my hair looks weird right now, but I'm very, big things are coming in life. We got the pandemic's about to come to an end soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. As Nick,
Hopefully.
once again, what Nick said, big things are coming. Jason, congratulations on you going to college. And also to Ryleigh and I and James doing our passion and career for professional wrestling.
I have started a music channel for reviewing music. But I'm still gonna do the Moshcast though.
And also congratulations to everyone who's graduating in the class of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe it's gonna be May already. So that's
the 1 year anniversary for this podcast is coming up.
Ooh.
And thankfully, I learned how to put someone in the headlock takedown at wrestling class, and I can't wait to learn a lot this year. And hopefully, big things come, and I get to travel all over the country, meet people, and also special shout and special shout out to you guys for supporting us. And have a safe night, everybody. Lights out.
It's out.
Crash and burn!